The Galaxy beans really grew on me. I mean, not literally because it's a bean. But yeah, if you watch my videos in the past, you'll know I was really excited for this design because it might finally fit better than a more common AirPods design. And if you know me, my left ear can't hold these earbuds very well. And I'm happy to say that this design really works. And I'm 100% sure now that the sound quality is the best that you can get, but there's still a lot of stuff you need to know before you go out and buy one, whether it's the ANC and why I think it's just a nice edit feature, the controls, the microphone and latency. We'll go through all that in this video, and I'm gonna be comparing this to the AirPods 2nd Gen a lot too. So without further ado, let's get started. Selamat pagi! Good morning everyone, Kenneth here and welcome to my Galaxy Buds live review. As per usual, a quick disclaimer, this earbud is bought by myself and no one is paying me anything for this video. But you can help me support the channel by using the affiliate links down in the description. Just use the links to go to Lazada, Shopee, Amazon, and then you can buy anything that you need. It doesn't have to be True Wireless earbuds. This way I can get a small commission at every purchase at no extra cost to you. Thank you so much, and let's get started with first and the most important part, the sound quality. Now I'll just straight up tell you that this is the best sound quality that you can get for an AirPods design, or what I usually say, half-in-ear. No other half-in-ear is capable of pushing this much bass while still keeping a good balanced sound, good clarity and instrument separation. This is finally what I can say, a complete full-bodied sound, and it stands in the top right now, beating even the AirPods 2nd Gen. Not the AirPods is hard to beat in the first place, but this is finally time where I don't have to make a sound quality compromise to get the benefits of a half-in-ear design. That is an achievement in the half-in-ear world because generally sound quality don't level up the same way we see in the in-ear earbuds. At a budget of 20 to 30 bucks, you can get some really decent sounding in-ears, but for half-in-ears, they're okay, but never great. Things like QCY-T7 or Onyx Ace always struggle when you start listening to more complicated tracks like rock. And the most noticeable step up is the Realme Buds Air Neo, especially on the bass. It is on par with the AirPods, but it still struggles in instrument separation and soundstage. Like when you compare them, you can really feel that it gets crowded and constrained in the middle, and none of that is present in the AirPods or the Galaxy Buds Live. And I've said this, but I'll say it again, the bass here is just awesome. It's not overpowering in Enter Sandman by Metallica. It's not jaw-dropping like the Apollo Bolt or something, but it really completes the music and make it whole. And I want to talk about my first impression. If you watch my unboxing video, there I said I like how the AirPods sounds on the intro, but then I preferred the Buds Live towards the end. Now, this really depends on you. The AirPods pushes the mids, which is the vocals and the main instruments, more forward and make them the main focus. It has good clarity on the treble, and bass is just enough to not make you complain about it. And when I say this, compared to other half-in-ear, sometimes earbuds like Mi Air 2 sound so lacking on the bass when compared to the AirPods even, but this exact AirPod still pales in comparison to the Galaxy Buds Live, which is a whole other beast. Now, the Buds Live don't push the vocals as much, but it's still pretty nicely put in the center. Instruments still have room to breathe, and overall it strikes just the right balance. And because it's capable of pumping that much bass, sometimes I just miss the sound quality here when I use other half-in-ears. Talking about EQ presets real quick inside the app, this time I found that the default EQ to be the best, but try them all. Give them a shot at the first time you get this. See if you like any one of those presets. For me, default is the best. Having said that, I think no matter what phone you have, if you want the best balance and full-bodied sound you can get from a half-in-ear, this is the way to go. Now, sound quality only tells you one part of the story. What about the build quality and fit? This is just as important because there's no point in using a good sounding earbuds if it just falls all the time. And I'm gonna talk straight about the kidney bean design here because it's what makes this thing unique. Now, because my ear is on the bigger side, I found that the larger wingtip fits me much better because this is very useful. It slightly touches or kind of goes behind the upper part of my ear here, and it makes the earbud stay put really well without exerting much pressure to any part of your ear. And just like the head shake test that I did in my unboxing, I never once had a problem with the fit. Never once I felt like the earbuds are about to fall, and if I'm taking off my shirt, accidentally hit my ears or things of that nature, the earbuds will stay put. And because of that, I grew to love this design so much. Now yes, it does feel weird at first, especially at the upper wingtip side, because usually nothing is there, and now there's the wingtip, just on top of it sitting, but you'll get used to it. And what's more important is I see a lot of people seem to give it 1-star review because it hurts when you are wearing it. Well, note this. You don't shove it into your ear. You put the earbuds just barely at the entrance of your ear canal, and that's it. There shouldn't be any pressure to hold this earbuds in place, and it shouldn't hurt even when used for hours. Trust me, I did it. I used this like essentially the whole day and never had a single comfort issue. There's never a moment where I feel like I need to take it off because it's not sealing anything. I can still talk to other people just fine. I can still hear everything just fine. Basically, it doesn't make me feel like a shut-in nerd, if you know what I mean. Now, the build quality of both the earbuds and the case is top notch. I won't go too crazy about it. You can get a silicone case if you want, but I go without it, and not a single scratch I can find here after months of throwing this in my bag and my pants pocket. They're pretty scratch resistant, just like the Galaxy Buds Plus. They have all the features like wireless charging, battery indicator, and because the earbuds battery is not as monstrous here, the case can give the earbuds more than 1 extra charge. I'd say it'll last you about a week of use, but in reality, I just pop it on a wireless charger every now and then, and I kept the whole thing topped up all the time, so that's great. I love it. Now it's time to talk about the experience, in which I'll discuss about the battery life, ANC, controls, and the other stuff that you can change inside the app. First, touching battery life real quick, I found it to perform just as claimed, around 6 hours with ANC on and 8 hours with ANC off. That's when you listen at 50% volume, which is actually a bit high for indoor listening. I usually put it on 30-40 if I'm going to listen to music for hours and hours. Overall battery life won't be an issue here. Now let's talk about this ANC. And you know what? This is not why you should consider buying the Galaxy Buds Live. It just cuts out low rumbles, engine sounds, background machine hum, and for the most part, the sound of people talking or music playing, they will be just the same. So I'll say it's about 30 to 50% reduced noise depending on how much hum that is in your environment. And if you want ANC that can separate you from your world, this won't be it. But it gives you a slightly nicer music listening experience while still being able to interact and hear what's around you. And just like how a good ANC should be, there is no annoying hiss or any sound change at all, which is interesting because at first I thought that the bass got a huge bump when ANC is on, but it really depends on your environment. It just goes for the better because the low rumbles on the outside is cancelled out and your low rumbles of the music is, you can hear more of it basically. And it really differs from song to song. In most songs, I don't think the change is really that significant. Now, when you're not using ANC, in the lab section of the app, you can turn on Ambient Mode. And at first, I didn't notice anything, but I kept it turned on. And then after using it for so long, I got used to it. And I just recently tried switching it off again. And wow, it really does make a difference. There's a slight pressure when you're wearing this without the Ambient Mode on, which completely releases and opens up when you turn that mode on. It lets through a little bit of the higher frequency sound, something like finger snaps or people talking will sound more natural, and I recommend you turn it on because it doesn't add any significant hiss and there's no sound difference. It just works and it makes this half in ear work better as a half-in-ear. Now for the controls, as you can see here, it's sadly a downgrade when you go from the Galaxy Buds Plus because this cannot control everything. You have to choose whether the touch and hold is for volume up and down or voice assistant and toggling ANC, because it still has that annoying restriction where if you put one on volume up, the other one has to be volume down. In the end, I use Siri to control volume and I want to keep in control of ANC, so I didn't use the volume control. Anyway, it uses touch sensor at around the middle part of the bean shape here. Although tapping on the top also works, it basically has pretty good algorithm to detect if I'm adjusting the earbuds or wanting to actually skip a song. But it's not perfect, so expect accidental touches every now and then. Also, one more thing, this does have a wear detection sensor, but just like the Galaxy Buds Plus, it doesn't auto-play or pause your media. It only turns off controls and ANC when you're not wearing it, so it doesn't drain battery. Okay, for the other features inside the app, you have your usual Find My Earbuds option, and Samsung is also pushing regular software updates, which is great to see, but I personally don't use the app as much as I did when I'm testing the Galaxy Buds Plus. But you know, it's always there when you need it. Finally, I want to talk about one possible deal breaker, and that is the sound leaking. And for a perspective, I tried asking my brother to sit beside me about a half a meter away, and I listened to music at different volume levels, and here's how it goes. At 30%, he said he can't hear it, and personally it's loud enough to use for nighttime listening volume. At 40%, he started to notice the song, but it's still perfectly okay for him. At 50%, he knows which part of the song is playing and it's starting to get loud. At 60%, he said he'll kick me out if we were in a library. At this point upwards, you're basically sharing your music to your immediate surrounding. At 70%, I'll kill you stare by my girlfriend. So there you go. 70% is loud for me and also for the people around you. I mean, yeah, it should be fine for, you know, daily commute, home use, but this definitely isn't suitable if you're gonna use it in a quiet office or, you know, other quiet places like library or something. And interestingly, I found the AirPods to leak around the same amount at the same volume level. So you really have to understand that this is not just the Galaxy Buds Live problem, it's a half-in-ear problem. You have to know and understand this before buying any of these half-in-ears. But that's pretty much it for the downside. Other than that, it's hard to fault these beans. Now, it's time for us to check out the video recording test, latency test, and a call test. Okay, so now we are live on the Galaxy Buds Live right now, recording with this one. So yeah, this is a little vlogging test just like what I did on the Galaxy Buds Plus, and as you can see, that was the distance from me to the cameraman, and usually you cannot record a good audio with this kind of distance. So yeah, now we have usable audio. This is one of the features with the Buds Live. What do you think of the sound quality? Let's move on to the next one. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with that latency test there. I did make sure to turn the gaming mode on, but yeah, that's the number.
Well, as you can see right here, there are no volume control, no ambient mode, no gaming mode, no app to customize it. Am I disappointed? Yes. At this price, I will complain for the absence of volume control. I don't really mind the other stuff that I said, but fortunately, touch sensitivity is good.
Okay, welcome to the call test, everyone. Right now you're listening to my iPhone 10 microphone. I'm about an arm's length away talking at a normal volume. And right now, let's take out the Galaxy. peek here, because this usually pairs really quickly, and we are on the Galaxy Beans right now. I think it should be good because this also uses multiple microphones in each earbud, so it should be perfectly fine even without a stem. That's expected for the price, right? So let's see how the Galaxy Beans performs outside. Alright, so now we are outside. What a bright, shiny day right now. There's no one recycling, but anyway, this is the street. Some cars and some motorcycles should pass by. See if you can hear any of those. If the noise cancelling is good, then you can only hear my voice. Okay, so if this is how it performs, let's get back upstairs and we'll finish the video. Okay, let's sum everything up. The Galaxy Buds Live brings a unique design that solves the problem of half-in-ears falling off your ear easily. It stays put no matter what you do, even when you change your clothes or do stuff that, happen to touch your ear. As a bonus, it stays relatively flush, so you can kind of use it while sleeping, though it still gets uncomfortable when you're using for more than a couple minutes because it presses on the upper wingtip part here. So fit is one of the selling point here. The other one is sound quality. Quite literally, I can say there's no other earbuds that can pump out this much bass. It's still not subwoofer level, but it produces a fuller sound that wasn't possible with any other half-in-ears before. You just have to make sure if you really want to get a half-in-ear design. It excels if you like to be aware of your environment at all times. You can naturally have a conversation without taking the earbuds out. And if you play any musical instrument, you're gonna love half-in-ears because you can listen to a song and play with it naturally. On top of that, you can eat and speak without, having much of the bone conduction sound that you can hear to yourself. But you have to know that by nature, this doesn't have a good seal, and because of that, the sound can leak and leak a lot if you listen at higher volume. The ANC is also not that great and the volume control requires compromise, but compared to the AirPods, let's be real, this destroys it in every aspect possible. So yeah, for most people, I do recommend getting the Galaxy Buds Live than the AirPods, except that you use Apple devices. That's another topic for another day. Also, if you're wondering why I don't compare it to the AirPods Pro, because, ANC, because that is an in-ear design. It's just totally different. Now, one last very important thing that you can do with this and the Galaxy Buds Plus is after you pair this to your laptop, to your tablet and your phone, all you have to do to switch between devices is to go to Bluetooth settings and tap on this earbuds to switch. So there's no need to disconnect from the previous device. I really appreciate this one feature. It's the closest that we can get to a true multi-point connection, and you gotta use this. This is very convenient. By the way, if a half-in-ear design is not what you're after, I just want to mention there are a lot of good sounding ones just like this, but way cheaper. Just go check out my recommendation, I'll link it up here. So that is pretty much it for the video. Let me know what do you think about the Galaxy Beans. Personally, I love it. As a half-in-ear, I honestly think this is the best one yet. And just like the Galaxy Buds Plus, I don't know now if I'll ever be selling this. It's just crazy because at my first impression, I thought I'm not gonna like it and I'm gonna sell it right after I review, but here I am. So yeah, don't hesitate to ask me anything down in the comments below. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter to know more about the tech that I'm covering, and that is gonna be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Kenneth, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. All right, finally.